what are some of the importance of automation and simplicity, operation simplicity, based on what you're seeing from your customers?
Yes. So as you know, Mizbah, we are taking already a long journey with our customer, helping them to build automation layer on top of the VMware Telco stack. And in TCA, we have many layers, starting from the infrastructure automation to the CAS automation. Then later on, we have the VNF manager and the NVO. We also had a project with slicing, helping our customers to create network slices over the virtualized cloud. But now we are announcing yet another new layer. The Workflow Hub is a no-code framework which allows to our customers to drag and drop and create processes without any code intervention.
What does it actually mean with Telco Cloud Automation and Workflow Hub? What does it mean for our customers right now as they're starting to build out their telco networks?
Yes, so as we are working with our customer, and as you know, the TCA is serving our customers in both core and RAN. We hear that many of their processes are using many functionality inside of our TCA. Yet, each time they need to create a process, the process combined with multiple API or multiple buttons that they need to click. Obviously, it's involved with a lot of operational expense if they need to do so many processes in between, and sometimes they need to intervene with another scripts, or if there is an error, they need to roll back and troubleshoot. And what they really want to achieve is to be able to make a full process that involves with multiple API calls or multiple script integration, and they want to monitor and instantiate the process end to end. And what Workflow Hub gives them is a framework to create this process in a very simplified way.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, these complex, the processes that you are describing, they are pretty complex. So what happens if it fails, if the automation fails? What happens there?
So this is exactly one of the things that we thought about, and working together with our customer, what we did is that we created an integration between the Workflow Hub and a Kafka bus, which allow any assurance solution. And in the VMware case, we have an off-the-shelf integration with TCSA, which is the Telco Cloud Service Assurance, to allow to our customer to track the process, to monitor it, to know exactly if there was a failure in any point of the process. And then obviously TCSA can do the root cause analysis and tell you what was the problem. TCA can help you to roll back and reinstantiate after you troubleshoot the problem.
And so, you know, a lot of the operators, they have different network requirements based on the different use cases and whatnot. And we can't really address all of them, or maybe we can. But what happens when customers use Workflow Hub and they have a template that they need that isn't available? What do we do in that case?
Exactly. So we are working continuously with our customers to make sure that with TCA, we offer as much as atomic operation off the shelf for them to consume in TCA. Nevertheless, we know that in between the operation, they need to introduce some scripts in order to run validation, which is specific to their environment, or in order to do some customization and configuration, which are specific to their environment. From our side, we are trying to offer both the atomic operation of TCA as part of the Workflow Hub, but also we are trying to offer additional workflows which we believe that customers need to run for validation and also for configuration. Nevertheless, we cannot always ensure that we have the unique capability which required to any specific environment, because different customers use different networking, different databases, different validation tool. And in this case, we have two options. Either that the customer can edit himself using an open source language, which he can write into the workflow engine, or he can use our services or any SI that will write the script for them, and then he can upload them into the Workflow Hub framework. And obviously, it will remain there. Everything will be drag and drop, the atomic operation from one end and the customized script from the other end.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the flexibility that telcos are looking for today. And so that's what the market requires. So based off of your experience right now talking to the customers, what are some of their most common use cases that you think Workflow Hub can support and help them today?
Yeah, so obviously we are working with customers on many use cases in both core and RAN. But for start, we define two specific use cases that we want to promote. One is the TCP run node deployment together with the DU, the application that we take from our friends, the network function vendor. What we offer with Workflow Hub is a way to model a full span of a DU, including the bare metal provisioning, which obviously integrate with our BMA solution. So we have a plugin for BMA for that. Then we have atomic operation in TCA that allow you to drag a CAS deployment. Prior to that, you can do host config and host config validation. And after that, you can then take the DU and using the VNFM atomic operation to span the DU, the application itself. And then in between, you can run validation and custom scripts. So one thing that we model is a TCP run deployment node. The second operation that we model is something that we offer to our core customers, but not only to them, but also for the run customer. And that is to model a full upgrade of a TCP run stack. So basically, our customers know that when they upgrade our platform, they need to upgrade multiple components. Everything is modular. You have vSphere, you have E6i, you have NS6, you have vSAN, you have the CAS with TKG. So what we offer in the Workflow Hub is the autonomous operation of the upgrade of each component, and then you can drag and drop them and basically model a full upgrade process, and then also to monitor it, as we discussed before, using our assurance platform. So, Misbah, now I have a question for you, obviously. I mean, you asked me a bunch, so now it's my time.
Of course.
I know that in a day-to-day, you are talking with many analysts, and all of them have some feedback about our TCA. What do you think they will say about the Workflow Hub?
So when we first had the discussions, it was something that was new to VMware for our telco customers, and analysts really started to appreciate the value that we were able to add in terms of automation and simplifying their operations, doing a full lifecycle management for the BNFs as well as CNFs. So that was a really important value add that analysts and press thought was going to be a really good key selling point, value proposition for our telco customers. Now, as you know, your team is starting to continuously build upon that. And now with Workflow Hub, just as you mentioned, it's giving customers a lot of flexibility in terms of developing new scripts or integrating all the scripts and having this pipeline for provisioning and so forth. What we're seeing and what we're hearing is that this is exactly the challenge that operators are having today, which is they have all of these disparate components. They don't know how to put it all together. It's causing them a lot of pain in terms of standing up a full network. So now the tools like Telco Cloud Automation with Workflow Hub is actually going to provide them the capabilities and the scripts and the tool sets that will really help them accelerate their time to deployment, both in the core and in the RAN, as you mentioned. So we're seeing a lot of great positive feedback from analysts, from the press, and you're hearing it from the customers too. So Great stuff here.
Great to hear that. Thank you, Misbah.
All right. Thanks, Moshe.